Ladies and gentlemen, who you are determines where you're going. Identity is the compass that guides your life's direction, the foundation upon which your choices, actions, and dreams are built. It is the starting point of purpose and the root of all personal growth. But too often, people live with a fractured sense of self, letting others' expectations, past experiences, or societal pressures dictate their worth. When you don't know who you are, life becomes a series of reactive choices, chasing after approval, avoiding conflict, or simply surviving. But when you embrace your true identity, everything changes. Your identity holds the power to shape your future because it influences every decision you make. Think about it. Your self-perception determines whether you pursue opportunities or shrink back in fear, whether you step into leadership or settle for mediocrity. A strong sense of identity gives you the courage to take risks, to persevere through challenges, and to stand firm in your convictions. It allows you to live intentionally, guided by a deeper sense of purpose, rather than the fleeting demands of the moment. But here's the thing, identity isn't just given, it's discovered. It's not a label someone else can place on you, nor is it defined by your past mistakes or current struggles. True identity comes from within, rooted in a deep understanding of who you were created to be. And it's about recognizing your unique value, your inherent worth, and your untapped potential. When you see yourself clearly, you begin to live differently. You walk with confidence, speak with authority, and act with purpose. Yet the journey to understanding identity is not always easy. Many people struggle with distorted views of themselves, shaped by trauma, rejection, or failure. They carry labels that were never meant to define them: not good enough, unworthy, too broken to succeed. These lies become barriers, holding them back from stepping into their full potential. Breaking free from these false identities requires intentional effort. It means confronting the lies, releasing the pain, and choosing to see yourself through the lens of truth. The beauty of embracing your identity is that it unlocks a power greater than yourself. When you know who you are, you stop seeking validation from others. You no longer rely on the applause of the crowd or the approval of society to feel worthy. Instead, you live from a place of security, grounded in the knowledge that your value doesn't change based on external circumstances. This inner confidence fuels resilience, allowing you to rise above setbacks and face challenges with unwavering strength. Furthermore, identity has a ripple effect. When you stand firm in who you are, it inspires others to do the same. Your clarity and authenticity become a light for those still searching for their own path. Your courage to be yourself gives permission to others to embrace their uniqueness. In this way, identity is not just about personal empowerment. It's a catalyst for collective transformation. The truth is, the world needs you, your voice, your perspective, your gifts. But to step into your destiny, you must first understand your identity. You must silence the noise, shut out the distractions, and focus on what truly matters. Spend time reflecting on your values, your passions, and the deeper calling that drives you. Trust that there is a purpose for your life, one that only you can fulfill. When you embrace your identity, you begin to walk in alignment with your purpose. And when your life aligns with purpose, you don't just survive, you thrive. You don't just exist, you influence, inspire, and create impact. Your destiny unfolds naturally, not because of luck or circumstance, but because you are living as the person you were always meant to be. And that, my friends, is the true power of identity. Your identity is not something handed to you by the world. It is something you uncover for yourself. It cannot be assigned by titles, roles, or external validations. True identity comes from within, a revelation that emerges when you take the time to understand your essence, your purpose, and the unique design of your life. Yet many people live under the weight of identities that were imposed upon them, never realizing they have the power to break free and discover who they truly are. From the moment we are born, society begins to shape us. Expectations are placed on us, labels are assigned, and opinions are formed. Parents, teachers, peers, and culture all contribute to a picture of who we're supposed to be. For some, these influences are encouraging, but for many, they create limitations. You're too quiet, you're not smart enough, you'll never succeed. These words become like invisible chains, binding people to a version of themselves that doesn't reflect their true nature. The challenge lies in recognizing that these external labels do not define you. They are not the sum of your worth, nor are they a reflection of your potential. True identity is discovered when you begin to peel away the layers of others' expectations and reconnect with the core of who you are. It's a journey of self-exploration, of asking tough questions and being willing to confront the truth about yourself. Discovering your identity requires courage. It means stepping out of the comfort zone of conformity and daring to be authentic. It's not always easy to go against the grain, especially when you spent years trying to fit into a mold that was never meant for you. But authenticity is the gateway to freedom. When you let go of the need to please others or meet societal standards, you create space for the real you to emerge. This process also involves facing your fears. Many people are afraid to discover their true identity because it might require change. It might mean walking away from relationships or environments that no longer serve them. It might mean admitting that the path they've been on isn't the right one. But here's the truth: growth is impossible without change, and fulfillment is impossible without authenticity. True identity is not tied to external accomplishments. It is not defined by your job title, your social status, or even your past experiences. These things may influence your journey, but they are not the core of who you are. Your identity is rooted in something far deeper: your values, your passions, your unique perspective on the world. It is a blend of your innate gifts and the lessons you've learned along the way. The process of discovery is deeply personal, and it looks different for everyone. For some, it comes through moments of reflection, solitude, or prayer. For others, it might involve seeking mentorship, exploring new experiences, or even facing hardship. Whatever the path, the result is the same: clarity, confidence, and purpose. When you uncover your identity, you step into a new level of power. You no longer feel the need to compare yourself to others because you understand that you are uniquely designed. You stop chasing after things that don't align with your purpose because you know what truly matters. Life takes on new meaning when you live authentically, guided by the truth of who you are. The world might try to assign you an identity, but only you have the power to claim it. You are not the labels others have given you. You are not defined by your failures, nor are you confined by your circumstances. You are more than what the world sees on the surface. So take the time to discover yourself. Peel back the layers, silence the noise, and embrace the journey. When you uncover your true identity, you don't just find yourself, you find your purpose, your strength, and the path to a life that is uniquely yours. Freedom begins when you let go of the false labels that have been holding you captive. These labels, often placed on you by others or even yourself, can define your decisions, shape your self-perception, and limit your potential. They whisper lies about who you are, and if you're not careful, they become chains that keep you from living fully and authentically. But the truth is, you are not what others call you. You are not what happened to you. Freedom comes when you break those false labels and reclaim your true identity. False labels often begin early, sometimes as casual remarks that carry more weight than intended. You're not smart enough, you're too emotional, you'll never be successful. Over time, these words take root and begin to shape the way you see yourself. Even worse, some labels come from painful experiences, rejections, failures, or betrayals that convince you you're unworthy, incapable, or broken. Without realizing it, you start to live according to these labels, believing they define your worth and limit your possibilities. But here's the truth: those labels are lies. They are distortions of who you truly are. No one has the authority to define you except the one who created you. Your worth and potential are not determined by the opinions of others, nor by the circumstances of your past. You are more than the sum of your mistakes and more than the judgments of the people around you. Breaking free from false labels begins with recognizing them for what they are: an illusion meant to hold you back. The first step to freedom is awareness. Take a moment to reflect on the labels you've been carrying. What have others called you that you've allowed to stick? What have you told yourself in moments of insecurity or doubt? Recognizing these labels is crucial because you cannot break free from something you refuse to acknowledge. Once you see the change, you can begin to break them. Breaking false labels requires intention. It's not enough to simply reject the lies. You must replace them with truth. Start by speaking words of life and affirmation over yourself. Remind yourself of your strengths, your unique qualities, and your inherent worth. Surround yourself with people who see the real you and encourage you to rise above the limitations others have placed on you. Sometimes it means stepping away from toxic environments or relationships that reinforce those false labels. This process also involves forgiving yourself and others. Forgive those who place labels on you out of ignorance or malice. Release the weight of their words and refuse to let their opinions control your narrative. And just as importantly, forgive yourself for the times you accepted those labels and lived beneath your potential. Freedom comes when you let go of the anger, shame, and regret that false labels often carry. As you begin to shed these labels, something incredible happens. You start to rediscover who you truly are. Beneath the layers of expectation, criticism, and insecurity is the real you, the person who is capable, resilient, and worthy of love and success. This rediscovery is empowering. It reminds you that you have the ability to redefine your life, to pursue dreams you thought were out of reach, and to live authentically. The journey of breaking false labels is not always easy. It requires courage to confront painful truths and to step into the unknown. But the reward is worth it. When you break free, you experience a new level of confidence, clarity, and purpose. You stop living for the approval of others and start living for the fulfillment of your calling. You stop being defined by what you are not and start embracing all that you are. Freedom is not about changing who you are. It's about uncovering who you've always been. The false labels may have covered your light for a time, but they do not have the power to extinguish it. Break them, release them, and step into the fullness of your true identity. The world needs the real you, not the version shaped by false labels, but the authentic, unshakable you that was always meant to shine. Your identity is not something fleeting or circumstantial. It is not rooted in the temporary things of this world, your job, your achievements, or even the opinions of others. Instead, true identity is anchored in something eternal, something unchanging. It is connected to a deeper divine truth that transcends the highs and lows of life. When you understand that your identity is rooted in eternity, it brings stability, purpose, and clarity to every aspect of your journey. Far too often, people tie their identity to things that can change or fade away. They define themselves by their career, their relationships, or their possessions. While these aspects of life can bring joy and fulfillment, they are not the foundation of who you are. Jobs can be lost, relationships can shift, and material things can be taken away. If your identity is tied to these transient things, then when they're shaken, you are shaken too. But when your identity is rooted in something eternal, it remains unshaken regardless of what happens around you. This eternal foundation begins with understanding that you were created with purpose and intention. You are not an accident, nor are you defined by random chance. There is a design to your life, a unique blueprint that was carefully crafted. This truth gives your life meaning beyond the surface level. It reminds you that your worth is not determined by your performance or your past, but by the inherent value you carry as someone with a divine origin. When you anchor your identity in this eternal truth, it liberates you from the pressure to prove yourself. You no longer have to strive for validation or compete for recognition because you know that your worth is already established. It is not something you earn, it is something you receive. This freedom allows you to live authentically, to pursue your purpose without fear, and to embrace who you truly are. Rooting your identity in something eternal also provides strength during life's storms. Challenges and setbacks are inevitable, but they do not have to define you. When you know that your identity is unshakable, you can face adversity with confidence. You understand that even in the midst of difficulty, your value and purpose remain intact. This perspective empowers you to persevere, to learn from hardship, and to emerge stronger on the other side. Another powerful aspect of an eternal identity is that it gives you a sense of belonging. In a world where many people feel disconnected or unseen, knowing that you are part of something greater brings a profound sense of peace. You are not alone, and your life is not without significance. You belong to a larger story, one that is unfolding with purpose and intention. This connection to the eternal gives you the assurance that your life matters, not just in the here and now, but for generations to come. It is also important to recognize that an eternal identity is not static, it is dynamic and transformative. As you grow and evolve, your understanding of yourself deepens. You begin to uncover new facets of your purpose, new layers of your potential. This journey of discovery is ongoing, but it is always rooted in the unchanging truth of who you are. In a world that is constantly shifting, where values and priorities seem to change with the wind, having an identity rooted in eternity is a powerful anchor. It keeps you grounded, focused, and aligned with what truly matters. It allows you to live with confidence and clarity, knowing that your life has meaning far beyond the temporary. So, as you navigate life's complexities, remember this: you are not defined by what you do, what you have, or even what others think of you. Your identity is rooted in something far greater, something eternal. And when you embrace this truth, you can live boldly, authentically, and with a purpose that will outlast even the passage of time. Power is not found in relentless striving, it is found in alignment. Striving is exhausting, a constant chase for approval, success, or a sense of belonging. It is rooted in the belief that if you work harder, push further, and force yourself into the mold of others' expectations, you will finally achieve fulfillment. But true power, the kind that sustains you, fuels your purpose, and brings lasting peace, comes not from striving, but from alignment with your true identity and purpose. Alignment is about connection. It is the harmony between who you are at your core and the life you are living. When you are aligned, there is no inner conflict, no pretense, and no pressure to prove yourself. Instead, there is flow. Your actions stem naturally from your values and purpose, and your energy is directed toward what truly matters. This state of alignment is where power resides, because it allows you to focus fully and intentionally on your unique path without distraction or doubt. Striving, on the other hand, is rooted in fear and insecurity. It says, I am not enough, so I must do more to become worthy. It creates a cycle of burnout where no achievement ever feels sufficient, and no amount of effort seems to bring satisfaction. Striving is exhausting because it keeps you disconnected from your authentic self. It forces you to chase external measures of success that may not even align with who you truly are. Alignment frees you from this cycle. It starts with knowing your identity, understanding your values, your strengths, and your purpose. When you are clear on who you are, you no longer need to strive for validation or approval. You stop chasing after things that don't resonate with you and begin to focus on what genuinely aligns with your identity. This clarity creates a sense of peace and confidence that striving can never achieve. The process of finding alignment requires reflection and honesty. It means taking the time to ask yourself tough questions. Am I living in a way that reflects my true self? Are the goals I'm pursuing aligned with my purpose, or are they driven by a need to meet others' expectations? Am I working towards something meaningful, or am I simply trying to keep up with the pace of the world around me? This kind of self-examination is not always comfortable, but it is necessary. It reveals the areas where striving has taken over and where alignment has been lost. Once you identify these areas, you can begin to make intentional shifts toward living in alignment. These shifts might involve letting go of certain commitments, redefining your goals, or even changing the way you view success. When you align with your true identity, power flows naturally. You find that you no longer need to force outcomes or manipulate situations. Instead, opportunities seem to arise organically, and your efforts yield greater results with less resistance. This is not because life becomes easier, but because you are operating from a place of authenticity and purpose. Your actions are infused with clarity and conviction, which amplifies your impact. Alignment also brings resilience. Life will always have challenges, but when you are aligned, you face them with a sense of strength and perspective. You are not easily shaken by setbacks because you know they do not define you or your worth. Alignment keeps you focused on the bigger picture, allowing you to navigate difficulties with grace and determination. It is important to understand that alignment is not a destination, it is an ongoing journey. Life changes, and so do you. Staying aligned requires regular reflection and recalibration. It means staying connected to your identity and purpose even as you grow and evolve. power of alignment is that it replaces striving with peace, confusion with clarity, and exhaustion with fulfillment. It allows you to live fully. It allows you to live fully and authentically, channeling your energy into what truly matters. When you stop striving and start aligning, you unlock a power that is not only sustainable, but transformative. It is a power that enables you to live boldly, love deeply, and fulfill the unique purpose you were created for. Knowing your identity is the foundation of bold living. When you are confident in who you are, you unlock the courage to live authentically, make fearless decisions, and embrace opportunities that align with your purpose. Boldness is not about being reckless or fearless in the face of every challenge. It is about having the clarity and confidence to step forward despite uncertainty because you are rooted in the truth of your identity. Too often, people hold back from living boldly because they lack a clear understanding of who they are. They hesitate, second guess, and shrink from opportunities, afraid of failure, judgment, or rejection. This hesitation comes from a place of insecurity, a fear that they are not enough or that they might not measure up. But when you know your identity, that fear begins to lose its power. You understand your worth, your strengths, and your unique contributions, and this understanding propels you to live with confidence and purpose. Knowing your identity means understanding that your value is intrinsic, not tied to external validation or achievements. It means recognizing that you are more than your job title, your accomplishments, or your past mistakes. When you embrace this truth, you stop seeking approval from others to feel worthy. This shift is liberating because it allows you to live boldly without constantly worrying about how you are perceived. You are no longer confined by the expectations or opinions of others, and this freedom opens the door to living courageously and authentically. Living boldly also requires stepping out of your comfort zone, and knowing your identity gives you the strength to do so. When you understand who you are, you become less afraid of failure because you know it does not define you. Failure becomes an opportunity to learn, grow, and refine your path rather than a reflection of your worth. This mindset empowers you to take risks, pursue your dreams, and seize opportunities that others might shy away from. Knowing your identity also clarifies your purpose. When you are clear on what drives you, what you value, and what you are passionate about, it becomes easier to make bold decisions. You can confidently say yes to what aligns with your purpose and no to what is not. This clarity allows you to focus your energy on what truly matters, enabling you to live with intention and impact. Bold living often requires standing firm in the face of adversity, and a strong sense of identity equips you to do so. Challenges and setbacks are inevitable. They do not have to derail you. When you know who you are, you can remain steadfast in your values and convictions, even when circumstances are difficult. You are not easily swayed by criticism or opposition because your confidence comes from within, not from external validation. This resilience is a hallmark of bold living. It allows you to keep moving forward, even in the face of obstacles. Bold living is also about making a difference. When you are confident in your identity, you realize that your life has a purpose beyond your own success. You are here to contribute, to inspire, and to impact others. This realization gives you the courage to step into roles of leadership, to speak up for what you believe in, and to pursue goals that benefit not just yourself, but the world around you. It's important to remember that bold living does not mean living without fear. It means living with courage in the face of fear. Knowing your identity gives you the foundation to do this because it reminds you that you are capable, worthy, and resilient. It helps you silence the voice of doubt and focus on the truth of who you are. When you live boldly from a place of knowing your identity, you experience a freedom and fulfillment that striving and perfectionism can never provide. You are no longer bound by fear or insecurity. Instead, you are guided by confidence and purpose. You live fully, love deeply, and leave a lasting impact because you are unapologetically yourself. This is the power of knowing your identity. It doesn't just change the way you see yourself, it changes the way you live your life.